Well, what did you have in mind for this article with this conglomerate of material? I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, well, you know, it was interesting because I saw the Huntington High concert, right? So I could get some impressions from that. I went to the clinic, so all the dumb stuff that you know people will want to read about what size drums does Joe Morello use and all that, you know, that's in there.
That's down pat. We can tell you
Oh
that
man,
in 2 seconds.
if I want to know where you're born, I can look in the Encyclopedia of Jazz, you know. So, like I said, you know, you're you know, really respected work on records, and you know, I was glad to hear sincerely that you were back playing, you know, and you know, I just wanted, you know, a lot of people they'll say, "Who's Joe Morello?" You know, still even young kids are saying,
sure,
man, I can't believe it," you know.
Well, that's natural, you know. Yeah, because I'm not on the scene and I'm not doing a lot of rock things, so that's only natural.
You know, it is too. A lot of times, I think people have a lot of people when you know when they have really disillusionments about I think what it is to be a star drummer or a named drummer, and they think it's like once you establish a name for yourself, it's all you know, all the doors in the world are open to you and stuff. You know,
a lot of them are. See, with me, if I wanted to really get not commercial. If I really wanted to work that hard, I would have just, as soon as the group broke up, I had a lot of things I could have gone and gotten a group right away and just carried it on. But I was really kind of tired of playing, and I was making about 20 grand just from my clinics alone a year, plus my salary, which was.
So the money thing's never really been a problem for you?
Knock on wood, it hasn't.
Even now?
No.
Good.
You know, and you hear people say,
"Oh, guys,
you know,
it's easier to make 4,000 or 5,000 a week, but it's easier to spend 10." You know?
Yep.
So if you make that kind of money, you spend 300. You know, I can live on that like a king. You know?
Oh yeah.
But of course, it's an idea too. A lot of musicians don't know. See, they don't know what to do with it. They become a little successful and they don't know how to handle it. There's something else that becomes. Well, what do you call success? We can go into all these different.
When your name is, you know, well, all right.
Well, success is like being able to I would think, make a living at something that you thoroughly enjoy doing, you know, and that you're happy, you need enough money to pay your rent and to live,
right?
And to clothe yourself. Although I've got clothes, I don't dress too often. I'd like to walk around in my shorts if I were up to me all day. So I'm kind of a. But then I let it go, and I was doing my clinics, and I own property. I own property in California.
Yeah.
Which has skyrocketed. And I get calls every month. People don't want to buy it. And my lawyers tell me to hold on.
Hold on. It's going to sink anyway.
If anything goes wrong, shit, I just go out there and get a piss pot and stay there with a set of drums out in the woods. It's mine.
That's right. You know, I think what it is, if you would just follow in the papers and stuff, and maybe the impression people would get of Joe Morello, I hear a lot of say, oh, he's lost his chops.
Me?
Yeah. People say, oh, Morello's lost his chops. That's why he's not playing anymore. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's a bullshit, you know. You know, and it's such a drag. You know.
Is that what they're judging me by? Do I have to prove it again?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. The old fastest gun in the West syndrome, you know.
But now with me, when the group broke up, I just did clinics because I only had to work maybe 4 or 5 days a month, and that was it. I didn't need anything else, you know. And I still do that, not as much as I used to, because there's new cats coming up, and like they got now with this rock thing. Naturally, the drum companies are out to push their instruments. This is natural. And when you're playing like 30,000 people a week, like I used to do, today these kids do that one night in Madison Square Garden, you know. But so they'll let the other guys have a shot at it. What the hell? I don't care. You know, give them a break. Let them do it. Man. God's been good to me. Give somebody else a chance, and I can still play if I want to play. As far as my chops being gone, no, they're not gone. I don't think that I could keep a single stroke roll for 10 minutes like I could do when I was playing every night. So again, who cares? You know?
Where do you get a chance to? Yeah, right.
Well, who are you going to use it anyway? You know. But when I was teaching and practicing a lot and playing every night of the week, you know, your chops, your endurance is up. You know, that's nice to hear because it doesn't bother me. I think that as far as my playing, I'm playing better than I ever played musically. I think. Than I ever played.
Yeah,
I don't judge it by that thing at Huntington. That was kind of a.
I didn't mean that thing about, you know, no chops is a slur, and I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's all right.
Probably if you hear one
No
kid say it.
See, I don't know what you're talking. When I don't know what they're not you. What they're talking about with good chops. So what do they mean? What do they want me to do?
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. It's just
the close is part of the con. It's just a way. I'll tell you, my endurance. If I just woodshed for about 2 hours a day, I could get it back in 2 weeks. I'd be right back as far as my.
Yeah, right.